All right, guys, I'm standing here in a garage. This house was built in the late 80s. And I already posted a video about the lack of insulation, but we've pulled the entire ceiling out and found no insulation. And except for that right there. For some reason, there's a little bit right there. Now, there's no evidence that there ever was insulation. Usually I'll find some kind of like little pieces here and there that are stuck to the rafters or stuck to nails. There's nothing, literally nothing. And when we pulled the ceiling out, there were areas that still had popcorn, which makes me think that there was never insulation. So the reason we found this is we started doing work up in the master bath that you see here, and I had to cut a section of floor out. That's how we discovered it. So we pulled the whole ceiling out. We're gonna insulate this entire ceiling. And you can see right there, the floor joist goes straight through to the rest of the house. So you got the kitchen and another bedroom over there. So they were losing an immense amount of heat. The bathroom was freezing cold in the winter time, as you can imagine. So we're gonna insulate this. Something to think about is if you are buying a home, even if you're buying a brand new home, you have a third-party inspector and you have that inspector check with a thermometer. They're not that much money. All these inspectors should be using them at this point, I think. And they can go around and they can see areas of the home where insulation is missing. Most common places are where that I find doing work is where some work was done and whoever did the work moved the insulation out of the way and then they patched a hole and didn't put the insulation back. Probably the most common spot is putting lights or fans up in the attic, and they just move the insulation and then they just leave it, right? They put the light in, they hook it all up, and then they never put the insulation back. So something to look out for. If you have rooms in your home though that are really cold, you can feel that there's heat coming out of the register, but you still have a freezing cold room, chances are you're probably missing insulation. Hopefully not as much insulation as this house. So I better get to work. I got a lot of insulation to install. Here's to a healthy home.